Welcome back to episode 58. Grand Final week is here. What a time to be alive. I'm joined by, as normal, the number one Hawk hater, Jakey, my brother. He's a very happy man in the studio today. You got a few words to say?
Bro, what a good week to be a football fan. What a great week. Like, I think Australia won this week, didn't they? Collingwood lost. Hawthorn lost. But let's just backtrack to the first game of the week. All of a sudden, our TikTok DMs were quite quiet over the weekend.
Quite quiet, yeah.
Quite quiet. Didn't see anything reeling in over. What was it? Everyone talks when they're up. Who thought we'd get to now and the Dogs have a win on the week and the Hawk don't? I've heard some people say that the VFL Grand Final is more important than the AFL. So, look, did Dogs have an overall better season than the Hawthorn Football Club?
No, congrats to the Doggies VFL side.
Yeah, very well
the Scray Ads got his premiership. It was a great show out. We beat Southport there by, what was it in the end? 5 points?
Yeah.
No.
Got up by.
It was about like 2 goals.
No, it was 2 goals. Yeah, it was 2 goals. But no, it was a great effort from the lads.
Quality effort.
It felt like it was just an AFL side out there. It was about 18 of our 23 players were AFL listed players.
AFL list.
So no, good effort. Doc Taylor Duray gets a flag in his last game.
Respect. Ads winning a flag was great to see.
Yep.
Very emotional. Just a good game.
Craig Peters, he got best on for us. Right, get that man on an AFL list. Get that man on an AFL list. But
respectable stuff.
Anyway, no. So obviously Hawk done amazing. Jakey's very happy. We'll touch on a bit of Brownlow stuff. Briefly touch on the prelim and obviously do some grand final stuff.
Yeah.
But did you want anything else to say?
No,
to the
not
Hawk,
much to say. I think just, the Hawk fans were all very loud. And where are they now? It's just a good feeling. It's just nice. I had a lot of bets. Had to rock up with a wizard hat if Hawthorn won. Had to owe every single follower an apology if Hawthorn won.
Didn't see that.
So there was a lot riding on this game, but
First
I was never
quarter,
nervous.
You would have been shitting them.
I was never nervous. I was fine.
Never
had trust in the Cattery and Catman to take charge, but look, just quality weekend. Very happy Hawthorn got done. Look, they had a pretty good year. Not too bad, but don't get used to it. Bottom 9 next year. I think we can all shoe that in. I'll call that now. They're not making the top 8 next season.
They are, if you could take anything out of the two prelims,
they're not a good team.
Hawthorn are probably one step closer to a premiership for going forward, and Collingwood are probably one step away. Like, they're getting older, but Hawthorn, they're on the right trajectory. They get to a prelim without potentially their best player in Will Day, and they could be adding Zach Merritt next year. Come on. They're gonna be there.
Zach Merritt. Nothing's happening. I'm telling you, they're washed. They're washed. Call it now. Hawthorn will not be in the top 8 next season. Book it. Biggest call. It almost happened this year. It's a shoe-in for next year. Right. And the Dogs will win the flag. It's as simple as that.
After we had Cal Wilkie, we will.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Excited about that.
Well, Brownlow chatter. Holy moly. Don't think anyone had Matt Rao winning the Brownlow on their bingo card, but congratulations. What a man. Crazy season. We don't want to be too negative because it feels like that's kind of the normal reaction.
Yeah.
Just about the voting system, about how the umpires have no idea.
It's quite flawed.
It's quite a flawed system.
We were having a conversation on the way up and we were talking about it. It is a crazy concept that the biggest award in AFL history for us is determined by a bunch of blokes that we abuse week to week and think are the most incompetent human beings running around. And they decide the biggest award in AFL history. It is a crazy concept. But hey, Matty Royale had a great year.
Yeah.
39 votes, great. Probably pushing it.
That's a lot of votes.
Probably pushing it.
He became the first player in AFL, VFL history to record maximum votes in the first 4 games. So he got 12 votes for his first 4 games, and 2 of those games he wasn't even expected to poll. And he got 3 in all 4, which is crazy. You never really know, like with all the Brownlow predictors, it's never always like 100% accurate.
No.
But then, throughout the night, you see like Dan Does Footy React, Chench posting, and just like showing the stats where Rowley gets like 16 touches, gets best on. 17 touches, gets best on. Which Yeah, it does make you question the voting system, but then it's just how it works. This is the tradition of the award. It's always been the umpires, and people are asking for it to be changed and things like that. It's like, well, then, like we've got so many other awards. Like it'll lose the tradition and the value if you just completely change the voting. It's got to stay the same. It is what it is. Real is still a deserving winner, just by that amount.
It was just crazy how it went down because it just felt like every game you'd be blown away if he wasn't in the top 3 votes, and it's like. You're telling me he was a top 3 player in every single game?
Well, only 6 games he didn't poll a vote.
That's crazy.
So, he went on a stretch where I think it was like 7 or 8 games in a row he polled, and like most of them were 3s and 2s. Apparently the umpires didn't know Noah Anderson was playing.
You'd think the bloke just isn't a real human being. Holy shit. Like, I was blown away. I'm like, this guy just won the Coaches Award.
Yep.
Literally just had one of the best years we've seen. Put the Suns on his back multiple games and just wasn't even near it. Didn't even sniff it. Had the same amount of votes as the Bont, who missed 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's like, we love the Bont, but bro, I had Anderson at least top 4. I thought he was a shoo-in.
I thought he was a shoo-in after that last game where I thought he was best on. I think he did get best on against Essendon. And I thought that would actually get him the Brownlow.
Yeah.
After round 10, Peter Wright was on 3 votes and Noah Anderson was on 2. 10 rounds into the season. And Noah Anderson, he won. Did he win any of the other awards? He was close to winning the MVP, the Players MVP. Who won Coaches?
Got that. Yeah, so him and Baz both went for Coaches Award. Yeah. I was happy Baz wasn't up there. That made me happy.
Well, he came 3rd. He did well.
Yeah,
got 29 votes.
But no, I was happy he wasn't. Didn't win that. That was good. Would have felt a bit flat coming into today with Bailey Smith as a Brownlow medalist, but luckily that did not happen. But hey. Hats off to Matty Rao. I think he deserves a round of applause.
Yeah. So what, he didn't look too comfortable like doing the speech and stuff, but I thought he did a great job.
100%.
Probably the biggest, obviously the big story is Matt Rao winning it and winning it by that amount. But probably the biggest storyline out of it, you're going to narrow this up and down. Round 20, Nazai Wanganeen-Millerer. What do he have? He had 34 disposals, 4 goals. They were down by 46 points. He kicks 2 goals in the last minute and a goal after the siren. I think whole of Australia would have been chucking the house on Nazai Wanganeen-Millerer to get 3 votes that game. Jay Viney, 3 votes. When you see the room react and laugh to like a certain vote, I think that's when you know, okay, the umpires have lost the plot here.
That was actually ridiculous. Like, how do you don't need a score sheet. I mean, you don't need a box score to look at after a game like that and think, who was the best player on that ground? Who really took over?
Yeah.
To me, it definitely wasn't Jack Viney, who got ridiculed for like weeks afterwards that game about his efforts on the wing and stuff, and that literally cost them the goal.
Yeah.
But apparently, that was worthy of 3 votes over 34 and 4.
So Viney finished with 23 disposals and 16 tackles that game. So it's not like...
Had a good game.
Not like a good game, but like...
You lost. And possibly one of the greatest performances we have seen in a while came at the other end of the ball.
What are we doing?
It's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Nas just stitched up.
Yeah.
I think the next round as well, he only got the 2. And I'm pretty sure. And like, what, they thought...
he got 3.
The next round?
Yeah, and then everybody was like, whoa.
I thought it was the one after that.
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no,
Still.
yeah, everyone cheered. But then, no, because there was... In the prediction, he was 5 of the last 6 rounds, he was predicted to get 3. So 5 games in a row, just best ons. But he did get a lot, but I don't think he got best on every game. But
Crazy.
That was one that I thought was notable. Another one, Jesse Hogan kicking 7 goals and having 22 disposals and not getting a vote. So in that game, it was Tom Green, Bailey Smith, Finn Callahan all got the votes. So just
sums it up.
All the usual names, but Jesse Hogan. Imagine getting 7 goals and getting 22 touches.
Didn't this happen last year? Or was it the year before? Jez had like 23 and 7.
Yeah.
And I think he got 1 vote.
Yeah, he got votes.
But I feel like we have this conversation every year. It's the same thing every year. We know what it's like. We know that forwards aren't going to get the love. Like we saw Wiedering got 1 vote or something, arguably one of the best backs in the comp. Sam Taylor, I think, got 2 votes in opening round and didn't poll for the rest of the season. It's a midfielder's award. We know that, but it is a bit ridiculous, isn't it?
Crazy that one of the most highest paid players in the comp, Leighton Oliver, did not poll a vote. 0 votes. Was not seen by the umps.
Oh,
Crazy work.
Melbourne in good hands right now. In great hands.
Um,
It is brutal, but hey, that's the best thing about the Brownlow. At least it keeps us on our toes. We know it's going to be unpredictable. We
Yeah.
can do all these Brownlow predictors as much as we want and think this and that, but no one's ever going to get it right. No
Tell you
one's
what,
ever
though,
going to get it right.
you
It's
got to
crazy.
feel for Nick Dacos. Like, the fact is, what was it? He's polled 98 votes in the last 3 years, an average just under 33 votes a season.
Mhm.
That average would have won all but 6 Brownlow medals in history. Instead, he's got none. And he's also the fastest to 100 votes ever. And he has not won a Brownlow.
It is
And he broke the
pretty
record
crazy.
last year, lost by 7 votes. Got 32 votes this year, lost by 7 votes. Hey, what can you do? It's hard to win him.
It is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you got to feel for him because I know when he came into the league, you're like, oh, don't worry, he didn't get it this year. He's literally going to win about 10 of them.
Yep.
It's like, will this just keep happening? You were saying it's like a Luka Doncic situation.
Yeah.
He's so good,
Yep.
but for some reason, someone just has a year that just tops it somehow because he's going to be up there every single season. But yeah, what we've seen, like similar with like the Bonton stuff, like Ollie Wines comes in and wins one, Neil comes in and wins one, Cripper comes in and wins one, and then Real this year comes in and wins one. There's always going to be someone who just tops him up.
Yeah.
And it's just the contested footy, the handballs.
Yep.
The handball's out. It's literally the blokes who are just around it 24/7.
Yep. I've actually got a segment here for you.
Ooh.
Based on last night. Who got more Brownlow votes? So I'm just going to go two players,
Mhm.
and you have to tell me who got more Brownlow
Oh,
votes,
my.
okay?
Yep.
So, Jacob Wiedering or Lockie Schultz? Who got more Brownlow?
Well, since I just mentioned Weering had one, I'm assuming Lockie Schultz.
Wiedering finished with 1 vote, Lockie Schultz 3. Okay?
Hey, the Pies gave up a first round pick for him though.
Yeah.
Quality player.
Heard it. Peter Wright or Scott Pendlebury?
There's no way 2 meter Peter got more than Pens.
Peter Wright finished more than the
What'd he get?
all-time great. 3 votes, Peter Wright. Scott Pendlebury, 2. Patrick Voss or All-Australian backman Sam Taylor?
Pat Voss, what he got given 3 for the game against the Pies.
Yep.
So he got 3 to Sam Taylor's 2.
Pat Voss, 3. Sam Taylor, 2. Lockie Whitfield or Sam Banks?
I'm
Lockie
assu-
Whitfield in the All-Australian squad. Sam Banks plays for Richmond. That's about all I know.
I'm assuming Sam Banks.
Sam Banks. Lockie Whitfield 1. Sam Banks 2. Okay. First 4 rounds of Matt Rowell or the West Coast total votes?
Don't be doing them like this. They had such a tough year. They don't deserve that.
Trick question. They finished on the same 12 votes. The whole West Coast club got 12 votes.
Oh,
Harley Reid with the most on 3. Someone else finished with 3.
he just got 3 ones as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was just 3
Oh, it was
ones.
Liam Ryan. Liam Ryan got 3 as well. And then, yeah, Matt Rowell, 12 votes in the first 4.
Why you got to do them like
That's
that?
my bad. That's my bad. Okay. You got a bit of feedback for this during the week, actually. Jai Newcomb or Jake Saligo?
My boy Jake Saligo. Surely he got more. Surely.
Jai Newcomb 17, Jake Saligo 5. So for context, earlier in the year we did a who would you rather, I think, or Star Bench Cut, one of those, and Jakey picked Jake Saligo over Jai Newcomb. You did get a bit of feedback
Did I
over the
stutter?
week. You wouldn't change that?
No, I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
Chol or Norton?
Surely not. I don't reckon I heard Chol's name come up once. I reckon Norton got 3 in, was it the Essendon game?
Okay.
The second Essendon game maybe? Surely Norton.
Well, Norton finished on 6. Chol finished on 1.
Yeah, love it.
No, Norton.
Good man.
In the umpire's eyes, Norton.
What a man.
Okay.
Love
All
it.
Australian backman Harris Andrews or Alex Neil Bullen?
I did see Neil Bullen a couple of times. He got a couple of 3s, didn't he? Because there were times, you're waiting for Jay Dawson and it was just a Neil Bullen. Neil Bullen.
Yeah. Neil Bullen 6, Andrews 5. Get the respect on the defenders.
It's actually crazy.
I've kind of already spoiled this, but Clayton Oliver or Big O?
Right, Big O, top 3 ruckman in the comp. Big O, oh no.
Yeah,
Did he
Big
get
O
the
1
one?
vote, Clayton Oliver 0.
Clary,
Okay.
Clary,
The
Clary.
players who changed clubs, Johnny Noble or Dan Houston?
Well, Dan, he got the 3 votes for round 1, didn't he?
Yep.
Johnny Noble had like 30 touches and didn't poll, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, how many? I don't know.
I'm going to go Dan Houston.
Dan Houston 3, Johnny Noble 4.
Oh, okay. I was like, I just don't remember hearing Johnny Noble much at all.
Okay, a few more. From the same draft class, Joel Frazier or Harley Reid?
Oh, Frazier, he got 2 threes, didn't he?
Joel Frazier, 6
Sydney
votes. Harley Reid, 3 votes.
What a king.
Riley Sanders or Lockie McNeil?
You're kidding me. No. Don't tell me Lockie McNeil.
No. Riley Sanders 2, Lockie McNeil 0. But which one was in our team in the last game? Okay.
Yeah, literally.
Then just a little Bont. Oh, Bont or Neil?
Oh, Bont.
Bont or Cripps?
Bont.
Bont or Wines?
Bont.
Yeah, that's all I had, really.
How many games did Bont miss?
6. Yeah. That was just against all the most recent Brownlow winners. Just throw that out there.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Finish it off. Also, Dangerfield became the all-time leader in Brownlow. No, all-time leader in 3-vote games, surpassing Gary Ablett. So
stud.
Hell of a career.
Stud.
Anyway,
such a jet.
Should we just chat a little bit of prelim stuff and then get into the grand final?
100%. 2 good prelims, I think. 2 absolute elite prelims, yeah. Obviously, Hock jumped Geelong pretty early. It was looking a bit concerning. Geelong looked awful in that first quarter. Like, literally so bad. And then, for some reason, Tom Stewart went out and they kind of changed the tide a bit. Thought Jack Henry was cooked. Somehow he came back onto the field.
Yep.
Literally looked like a terrible injury. But then Geelong just flexed their muscles a bit. Danger just proving that he still has it. He's still him. Like, he may have overtaken Newcombe for the biggest nuts in the league. And they were just hanging out, just taking charge against the Hock ball.
That was one of the best individual performances I think I've seen. And he attended something like around 23% of centre clearances. And so 15 centre clearances, centre bounces, and he got 6 centre clearances from that. So he was insane. 31 disposals, 3 goals. And then Baz obviously chipped in as well. Like it was just, Geelong had a way better midfield. You just weren't sure if the likes of Josh Ward, Connor Nash, Newcombe were going to step up.
Yep.
And they had a good start. Newcombe, not so much. He was kind of just nullified the whole time by Tom Atkins.
Who called that? Who said, I know he ended up kicking one of the best goals we've seen in a while, but who said the Wizard would be nowhere to be seen? Whopping 3 touches from the man. The impact was crazy. The Charles Royce flying around doing absolutely nothing.
You did. You did maybe.
So can I get a round of applause?
No, I'm not doing it.
Aaron, quick round of applause. Thank you. See, need more support here. Need more support.
No, it was a good call. They did well. They looked. It was like a men against boys. Like Geelong just looked like
flex their muscles
after the first quarter. Because it really looked like it was all going downhill.
Yep.
Stewart goes out. Jack Henry. We thought he was cooked. And Hawks are just riding this momentum. And Blitzar's in the ruck. I thought,
that guy needs more respect. He is a star. And Hawthorn have a Josh Weddle as well, which will be a very similar archetype to Blitzar. Both of them are in good hands right now, but he is so under the radar and can do any sort of job for him.
Yep.
Respect.
They're just their ability just to go from one end to the other, like their run and gun, likes of Ollie Dempsey, Manor, and then Holmes when he just gets out in open space, you can't catch him. Yep. Obviously Baz, and then just their small forwards like Stengel, Manor again, Brad Close. Brad Close is really good around the ground. Man can't keep for goal for shit.
I don't know if you said a good word about him that whole game.
He's like the best worst player.
Every time he was near it, he was like fucking Brad Close.
He was so shit. But then he's good around the ground. He's got an IQ.
And then he just went in front of goal and he forgets how to play footy. Yeah, poor form. Anyway, poor form. Move on to Pies, Brizzy.
Yep.
Another quality game. Yep. Holy. Bro, I thought Brizzy were about to run away with it. And then somehow Collingwood wheeled themselves back into it. And I was getting a bit nervy. I was getting quite nervy. But then they just steadied the tide. Will Ashcroft is an absolute jet.
Yeah. He's quickly becoming, kind of announcing himself to the competition. He obviously won the Norm Smith last year. But then he's doing this consistently in finals without Neil.
He's good around goal as well.
Yeah. How good was that? Off the ground kick.
That was insane.
insane.
Bro, he's just very, very classy footballer.
20 touches and 2 goals for the man.
And it was an effective 20, I feel like, because I feel like at times there's games where I watch and I don't notice him as much. I thought that was an effective 20 touches. Every time he got the ball, it felt like something happened. So he was a superstar.
It was really just all the familiar names. Like we saw Hugh McCluggage get tagged in Geelong.
Yep.
And now, if you let him run loose, he's going to do this. 37 disposals in a go. Then the likes of Zorko, Wilmot, Bailey, Ashcroft, Archie, Dunkley, Harris Andrews, Fletcher, even Gardner. Oh, Lohman. I thought Lohman did some really good things.
Yeah. Shaved head Lohman. Looking good.
Yeah.
Respect it.
No, it's
Bro, McCluggage had like 22 at halftime, or it was like a couple of minutes into the third.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. I'm like, bro, someone put a body on this man. He's a stud.
Well, this sums up the game, really. Brisbane had 8 of the top 10 possession getters. The 2 Collingwood players were the Dacos brothers, Nick and Josh. And Nick, I thought, had a really good first 3 quarters. Good first half, especially when Collingwood were riding that wave in the second quarter, but when missing in the fourth, social media went crazy about it.
Sums up Nick Dacos. Like, the bloke is a jet and was one of the big reasons they're in the game. Struggles in the fourth because he literally has no support. And all I see is what Nick Dacos did for Collingwood when they needed him most. Like, bro, he's literally the reason they're there. Let's pipe down a bit. Like,
people are quick to hate.
It's crazy. Jamie Elliott just could watch him play all day.
And it'll be interesting.
I know.
Will he be at Collingwood?
I don't know. Someone's going to offer him a bit of coin.
They could be without Jamie Elliott, Brody Myercheck, and Bobby Hill next year. That surely cooks them.
Yeah. Oh, well, we've seen Membry possibly cost them the game. Dan McStay's just non-existent. But yeah, I know. Losing those 3 would be brutal. What were your thoughts on the non-free kick? Tim Membry's kick to Elliott? Yeah.
In real time, I thought it was a free kick. Rewatching it back, thought it was a free kick. I thought Starcevic did such a good effort to get his hand on it, keep his eye on the ball. But the fact is, like, he took him out.
Yeah.
Like, front on contact. They were talking about how there's front on contact, eyes on the ball, chop the arms.
Yep.
Eyes on the ball, no issue. Chop the arms, didn't chop his arms at all.
No.
But when you completely take a player off, like, it's just
they've been calling that all year.
And that's why people are giving Tim Embry flack for making that kick. But I think that's also a reason why players do those kicks a lot, the over-the-top kicks, because when the defender's in that position, it is incredibly difficult for them not to give away a free kick. And Starcevic just about did the best he could.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, like, if you're going for a mark and you get completely taken off the ball, that is a free kick 100%. Every day of the week.
And that's the thing. The idea of the kick actually wasn't that bad. He literally just dropped it short. If he put a little bit over his head, Jamie Elliott's just coming down with that.
Yep.
But literally, we were watching at the pub and we were all going for Brisbane, but I reckon I was the only bloke there that was like, oh, I reckon that was a bit stiff. And I was just getting grilled for it. But they were just like, oh, you're just fiending Collingwood. I'm like, lads, I'm going for Brisbane. Holy shit. But I thought that was stiff, especially since they've been calling it all season. Yeah. And like, it is a big play. You probably have that anywhere else around the ground. They're calling it. But because it was right in front of goal, I think they put the whistle away. But that's nothing against Starcevic because that was a heck of a play. Yep. And he put himself in a position to, obviously earn the right to not give away a free kick because his eyes were on the ball. It's just stiff. It is very stiff. But I don't think that's the reason they lost, though. They had many chances to take charge in that game and shot themselves in the leg.
Brisbane were the better team throughout 100%. The majority of the night. 3.5 quarters, they were better.
Yep.
So I'm stoked Brizzy are in there. Harrow's obviously very stoked.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be going for him on the weekend.
We picked this grand final. It may have been a different road to the grand final, but we picked Brisbane v Geelong.
At the start we did.
Can I just put a note as well? Not trying to make it all about me, but everyone knows that a shock in week 1. Yet to get a tip wrong after that.
Really?
Back on track. I am back on track.
I went 3 or 4 in round 1, then I've kind of been... Because I picked a Hawks Lions grand final. Sorry. Yeah, Hawks Lions grand final. From the prelim games. I just had a feeling about Hawk.
Right.
But at the start of our bracket, we picked Geelong Brizzy.
And then so what I said after week 1, whoever won that was going to win the grand final, but I'm still hoping Brizzy get up.
Wow. So this is obviously the 2 qualifying teams versing each other again. It's happened, I think, 5 times or 6 times in recent history.
Yep.
Only once the team that won the qualifying final has won the grand final.
Ooh.
And that was Collingwood and West Coast. And That was
Really?
just. So,
Okay.
usually whoever loses that first qualifying final, if they meet again in the grand final, the other team, or that team will win.
I like
so,
it. Oh,
no, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm just praying
but-
for a good granny. I just want it to be close. I just want it to come down to the wire,
Yeah.
and I'm like stressed watching it.
Well, let's get into it. Let's get into some grand final chatter. Off the top, will Neil play? Will Lockie Neal play?
I think he will. I don't know how. I seriously don't know how. And I don't want him to, in the sense of, I think you'd just be kicking yourself if something were to happen. Like, completely different sports, but we saw what happened to Halliburton. Like, he was carrying that calf issue the whole time, rolls out there, does an Achilles straight away. And not saying, like, fingers crossed none of this happens and that would be the worst case scenario. It's just, it's such a big thing, especially with an aging player.
Yeah.
It's such a big thing to roll him out in such a contact sport, and it really doesn't take much for something to go amiss.
I know.
I know.
And it's calves. We've seen it in the past, like Phil Davis in the GWS Richmond Grand Final. We saw even 2022, Max Holmes had the hamstring injury. Fully was ticked off and everything, good to go. Chris Scott chose not to put him in the side just because, like it's a risk.
And just to think, like, that could also put a big issue on your team throughout the game as well. Like, we just saw different scenario, but we just saw Pendles literally play a couple of minutes and then he's out for the rest of the game. So you have to activate your sub from the get-go. Like, imagine, like with Phil Davis, that has to happen from the start and you're a man down from the get-go. Like, it's a big thing to roll a dice, but like, when you've got the ability to put in Lockie Neal, who is one of the best players in the comp, you do it. But I don't know. I think you got to think about long-term and just get him healthy. I think they're good enough to get by without him.
Yeah, I think they're good enough to get by without him, but based on Chris Fagan's track record, he backs his players and he'll no doubt back the medical staff. They won't tick him off if he's not completely ready to go. So I think, based on that, like, I think Charlie Cameron's been in the pretty shocking form most of the year, hasn't been dropped once, which is like, he's Brisbane's best profile is with Charlie Cameron in there, but that shows the loyalty Fags has to his players, especially the vets. And I think if Neil says he's ready to go, the medical staff tick him off. I don't see a world where Chris Fagan says, no I'm not picking you.
No, 100%. That's why I think he'll definitely play.
Yeah.
He will definitely play if he gets ticked off. Like, he's 100% going to be there. And fingers crossed he can get through the game, because that would be a heck of a story if he can get through. And that's the thing. You want the best players to be a part of the grand finals, and you'd hate to see Brizzy go win it and Neil's not a part of it.
Well, that's going to be Geelong, Tom Stewart. Like, both teams have injury stories. Tom Stewart going to miss out with the concussion, which is an absolute shame. It'll be interesting to see what Geelong do in terms of, will they bring Stanley back into ruck?
Assuming so.
I don't think they should.
No.
People are saying it'll provide them with more flexibility. Will it? It'll just basically say, okay, Stanley's our ruckman and Blitzarves, well, obviously he can go back.
Yeah.
But I think the way he's looking in the ruck,
he
could fully
lethal.
take advantage of Big O and Darcy Fort just with his mobility.
He did that
with
against
Lloyd
Meek,
Like, I think right now their best profile is with Mark Blitzarves in the ruck.
So who do they bring in, like an Ollie Henry or something?
I just think, is he injured or is he?
No, I think he's good to go. I'm pretty sure.
I just think like another runner type. Like they've got, I don't even know who they've got, honestly, but I just don't think they bring in Reece Stanley.
Yeah, no, fair.
Know.
Oh, well, I don't rate Reece Stanley. I don't think he's this absolute gum, but I think that will be the way they play it out. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know. I wouldn't agree with it. But.
Wouldn't agree with it. Well, I think Chris Scott knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Chris Scott probably knows. Anyway, so what are we thinking for this game? Who are we picking to win? How are they going to win?
Mm-hmm.
What's the vibe?
I'm taking Brom by 2 points.
Okay.
I reckon it's going to come right down to the wire. It is going to be super intense. Super intense. I think it'll be a game of flow similar to Collingwood Brizzy. Wouldn't be surprised if a team gets up a little bit, brings it right back, kicks back out, brings it right back, and it'll just come right down to the wire. And I think, Norm Smith pick?
Norm Smith. I don't know who you say.
No, come back to me. Yeah, I need your picks. I need to think about this.
I'm not sure. I think I'm going for Brisbane, but I feel like Geelong are going to be hard to beat. I really do think they're going to be incredibly hard to beat. Brisbane have shown like they're a quality team. This is their third grand final in a row, which that just classifies them as a great team. Yep. No one, like, that's not a normal thing that happens. No. So it'd be amazing if they get their second premiership out of it, because they do not die quietly. Like, there's a world where they shouldn't be here with the amount of injuries they've had, the fixture they had this year. So if anyone can do it against the odds, not that they're like the Geelong are heavy favourites, but I think Brisbane will be the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So my head's telling me Geelong though, because I just feel like they're just stacked.
Yeah.
It really. Apparently, Brisbane have lost one game all year when their pressure is like elite, and they're something like 13-1 when their pressure's elite. The one game they've lost was against Geelong in the qualifying final.
Yeah.
So Geelong, I think a lot of it could be done in the coach's box. Chris Scott, Chris Fagan, what kind of adjustments they make. I reckon Harris Andrews has been one of the players of the finals. If he
needs to do a number on that forward line.
If he's doing his intercept marking, having that kind of impact, that'd be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think like Jeremy Cameron and Harris Andrews, they're like the two best players. So it could come down to who wins that matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like Geelong, they're so solid. They're so solid. So
they are. They are. But then I think Brisbane are as well. Like I know they're demolished by injuries, but you watch them on the weekend and it's like they just bring blokes in and they just play a role and they can all just play it to a T. Like
I know, Fletcher, Wilmot.
Fletcher, he's a gun. Wilmot is a stud. Like, they just they have blokes everywhere.
Loman, like these young blokes who just, they're all X factors. And obviously the likes of Rayner and Bailey, if they have moments in a game. Rayner didn't have a kick in the first half and was the highest rated player in the second half of that game.
He can just get it going. That's the thing. Is there a team in the comp that has more X factor players? So obviously at times it can work against you and for you. So obviously it's just like pick and choose. It's a 50-50 on if it's going to work for you or not. But if it does, like, how do you stop players like that plus the midfield that they're rolling in as well, especially if Neil's in there? I don't know. Like, I don't think it's a complete mismatch list for list right now, even though Brisbane are so beat up because they just run so deep and they all just fill in a role.
I think at 100% healthy, I think Brisbane have the best list in the comp. They're so stacked. Their one weakness would be just their forward line simply because they don't have like this true key forward. But I'll tell you what, Logan Morris, for a second-year player, bro, you can't have your hands off him. He's just always moving and he's a classy finisher for a second-year player. It is insane how good he is.
Oh, and they just have blokes all around the ground that can just move up and be a lead around goal. Like we mentioned with Ashcroft, Bailey's there, Rayner. Like they've just got blokes that can just kick it from anywhere. So
and the midfield, it's going to be massive coming into the midfield. You got the likes of McCluggage, who you think will probably get the tag from Atkins. You've got Dunkley, Ashcroft brothers. We don't know if Neil will be there. You'd think you're going to see the rotation of like your Bailey in there at some point, and then Geelong. One of the best, potentially the best midfield in the comp. You got Bailey Smith, Max Holmes, Dangerfield. If he's right, you can't see him having the same impact that he did in the prelim,
but you never know.
Right, his centre clearance work is insane. And then Blitzarves in the ruck. Did I mention Atkins?
Yeah, right.
Ollie Dempsey on the wing, who's basically a half forward as well.
Yep.
It's going to be which of these players? It's going to come down to the role players again. I think which role players step up
for sure. Sure. Quick Norm Smith, and then we'll move on to NFL.
Yeah, I did make my pick.
Yeah.
Did I make my pick? Geelong. I think I'm going Geelong by like 8 points. 8 points. And Norm Smith. Who you got for Norm Smith?
I think I'm going a bit of an X factor here. I think Zach Bailey has a huge game. I thought he was going to win it last year. Yeah. He was my pick. He's my pick this year. I reckon he could literally have a game where he goes for 20 plus touches and a few goals and just has some game changing moments.
Okay.
What do you think?
That's good. I'm going for, God, who am I going for? I think I'm going Ollie Dempsey.
Yeah, love it.
Norm Smith.
The two
Ollie Dempsey,
I like it.
And quickly before we get into NFL, top 10 players in this grand final.
Okay, yeah.
So, put a list together. Top 10 players in the AFL Grand Final this year. Honourable mentions, Tom Atkins, Mark Blitzarves, and Lachie Neale, because I don't know if he's playing.
Yep. Fair share.
Number 10 got Will Ashcroft. Absolute stud.
Yep, love it.
Number 9, Zach Bailey. Number 8, Number 8, Josh Dunkley. Number 7, Dane Zorko. 6, Max Holmes. 5, Bailey Smith. 4, Hugh McCluggage. 3, Patrick Dangerfield.
Danger at 3.
2, Harris Andrews. And 1, Jeremy Cameron.
Jeez, so, Danger at 3.
Yeah. Just based on his potential.
Yeah, I respect it.
That game, just like, how can you not have him in the top 3?
He's been there before. We've seen him do it.
Yeah, so, God, there's some stack players. So it's literally a 4-player 4 players for Geelong, 6 players for Brisbane split. So it's pretty even.
Oh, yeah. It is going to be elite. Yeah, so McCluggage over Baz, big call.
Yep.
Like it.
Didn't have Rayner in there either.
No. Oh, it's tough with players like him because, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yep.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yes, that's our grand final chatter.
100%.
I'm so stoked.
I'm so keen.
Can't wait. I'm just keen just to get some bevs in me.
Some bevies, watch some good footy.
Watch some Snoop.
That's
So
what I'm
keen
most
for
excited for.
So keen for Snoop.
Can't wait for Snoop.
See the
my days.
shit Brownlow questions last night. He asked Max Holmes like if Snoop's area where he stays before the game is too close to the Geelong change rooms. Do you think they'll get tested by SADA? Max Holmes is pretty stumped.
Bro, Max Holmes would have been so awkward. I love those shit Brownlow questions. They are classy.
They went to Nick Dacos. How do you have your steak? Just medium. Oh, that was it. That was it. The bloke from Triple M, he's very funny.
He's quality. He is quality. We'll move on to some NFL. So obviously Baltimore v Detroit is on right now, and quick score check lines up 7. So it's going to be tough within my top 10 NFL power rankings, but we'll go just with what we've seen so far. However, quickly wanted to touch on a lot of football fantasy going around. Fantasy football is massive and it's growing in Australia as well, and we're heavily into it. But early on, we've seen a lot of blokes who have absolutely destroyed their ADP and have been elite. And there's some blokes who have just been absolute stinkers.
Okay.
So I've got a top 6 here. I've got to start off with, biggest fantasy bust so far. So 6-1 at 6, got Lad McConkey. Been very disappointing. People were having him as a breakout year, but Keenan Allen's back. Quinton Johnston's the deep threat that we were not expecting. And it is just, not been what we've been expecting at all. Right now, he's looking like the wide receiver 3 for the Chargers, which is crazy. At 5, disappointing Drake London. Big hopes for him. He finished last year as a top 5 wide receiver at the back end of the year. Michael Penix throwing to him looked really promising, and it's been a slow start. Penix got benched yesterday, had a mare, dropped a 0 burger on the Panthers, and just shocking. And Drake London, getting plenty of targets, but not seeing the points at all. Jamar Chase, it's indirectly his fault as well. But he was the number 1 pick in majority of the leagues, and rightfully so. Had a crazy year last year. Burrow goes down. Browning looks awful. They had one of the worst games I've ever seen out of the Bengals yesterday, where, your Vikings defense went crazy. But
defense got me 32.
Literally, the entire Bengals offense could be in here because they're all in shambles right now, and they've all been pretty disappointing. But number 3, Ashton Genty. We were wary of this early at the start of the year. I wasn't as high on him as a first-round pick. And that Raiders O-line looks terrible. He's not included in the receiving game whatsoever, and he has been very disappointing. And there's no holes for him to run at. His yards after contact is actually solid for him, but there's literally nothing to run through right now. So he's at
I just
3.
never would have taken a rookie running back in the first round, and especially on the Raiders in the best division in football.
Mm-hmm. And you're going up against quality defenses, and they just have such a bad O-line. So I hope he can turn it around because he's on my team, but geez, he is cooked.
Yeah.
At number 2, another running back on my team, Chase Brown. Holy, he has been disappointing. For me to use a second-round pick on him, I was so high. I thought, all right, this is going to be fine. The Bengals' offense is unstoppable. He has been terrible as well. Same, just inefficient running. The receiving game hasn't been as good as it was last year, and it doesn't look like it's improving, and especially if they stay with Jake Browning there, the Bengals' offense is cooked. So he is number 2. At number 1, your man, Brian Thomas Jr. Saw a stat. He's got 7 catches on 25 targets so far this year. He has not seen it at all. He looks timid, doesn't want to catch the ball. The Jaguars' offense is a mess. Travis Hunter had a good start to the year as well, but then he dropped off. It's just a mare, and Brian Thomas for a first round / late early second round pick. He has been extremely disappointing this year, especially coming off last year where he looked like he was breaking out. And I was like, bro, if you get him in the second this year, he could be an absolute steal.
Yeah, that's what you told me. That's what you told me.
Well, that's what the TikToks are telling us. Yep. And holy, he has been disappointing. So right now, he's the biggest bust.
Yeah, he got his best game. He's had 4 receptions. He's had 1 reception, 4 receptions, and 2.
Yep.
That's great.
That is so disappointing. So yeah, so far he has been the biggest bust of the year so far. Hopefully they can turn it around. But when there's bad, there's always good.
Yeah.
And there have been some absolute steals this year. All right. So starting off at number 6, Emeka Ibuka. Absolute jet. And it looks like it's not going to slow down with this Mike Evans injury. He's probably going to continue what he is doing. I'm still flat. I got to pick between Matthew Golden and Emeka Ibuka, and I took Matthew Golden, which was just not looking like a good pick at all. He is a star. Absolutely torching defenses. Just, absolute steal. Probably got him around, probably that 5 to 6, 7 range in rounds. Absolute steal. Number 5, Roma Dunze. Literally still a top 5 receiver with what he is doing. I still expected DJ Moore to be that number 1 guy in Chicago. He has clearly taken that over, and he is looking like a weapon right now. Not surprised at all with what Ben Johnson's drawing up. And if Caleb Williams becomes more efficient, he's just going to continue what he's doing. But he has taken a massive leap this year. Absolute steal. Number 4, my man, and you're grilling me, but Daniel Jones. Absolute steal. Probably didn't even get drafted. You're picking him off of the waivers. And he has been an elite quarterback. And watching him on the weekend, it actually feels like he's not even incomplete enough pass. Yeah. Everything is just open, and it's just free dimes everywhere. Danny Dimes is well and truly here. So he's at number 4. Number 3, the one highlight of my draft, Keenan Allen. Who would have thought? Got him in, I think, my second last round. And he is looking like a top 10 receiver right now. He's gotten a touchdown in every single game. He's getting plenty of the ball. Justin Herbert obviously has that much trust in him, and he's going to him. And we probably saw the play of the season yesterday with Herbert escaping that sack, dropping a dime to Keenan Allen, which was elite. Won him the game. He is looking like a steal right now. Number 2, everyone was concerned about him, especially with what Josh Allen can do in the red zone. But James Cook, absolute steal. Him and who I've got number 1 look like they could be the top 2 backs so far this year. But he is flying, getting plenty of the ball. The red zone touches have not actually been too big of an issue, and he's breaking off big plays as well and getting plenty in the receiving work. So he's number 2. Number 1, Jonathan Taylor, the steal of the draft, RB1 this year. Lock it in.
Looking like a stud.
The O-line is that good this year. Shane Steichen is drawing up just magic right now. And with the Danny Dimes play, it's working because the pass game is good enough to break open holes within the run game. So Jonathan Taylor, biggest steal. Could have had him as well. And we missed. But he is a star.
The Colts are flying high.
The Colts offense, buy on the Colts offense. You know who could be in there as well? Tyler Warren, absolute steal. Late draft tight end pick. I think Geordie got him in our draft.
Yeah.
And he is a star as well. So the Colts offense, buy in on that right now.
I guess we'll see where your Colts land on your top 10. Let's hear it.
I guess we'll see. Here is my top 10 NFL power rankings. Starting at 10, still from last week, I've got the Bucs. They are currently 3-0. 3 very close games, though. I'm not fully convinced, but they're obviously doing enough to win them. And Baker, talking about John Newcomb with the biggest nuts in the league. Baker has the biggest nuts in the NFL. That guy just flexes all day. Bloke thought he was injured. Somehow he's fine, gets up and flexes on him. He's him. Got the Bucs at 10. At number 9, they do it without Jaden Daniels. I've got the Commanders. Another big win for him. Marcus Mariota just looked like he fit in and literally just played the Jaden Daniels role. Same again. The defense is still a bit iffy, but Dan Quinn, you got trust in him. Commanders flying, but just a little concerned with the injuries. Don't want to have them too high. At 8, I've got the Colts again. They are 3-0. I know they're not anything special, but in terms of name brand, but the offense and the defense looks elite. They started off the game against the Titans with a pick 6 straight off the bat. Daniel Dimes could do whatever he wanted. Shane Steichen is drawing up just magic. And I know it's only against the Titans, but
quality outfit.
No, but our defense is actually solid, and it was elite last year. It's been good to start off this year against the Rams and the Broncos, and the Colts absolutely destroyed us, and they just got whatever they wanted. So them at 8, 7, I've got the Rams. They should have won, but holes started to peek in. They had a DB situation they should have addressed in the draft. It didn't do that, and they got exposed there with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Stafford just looked a little uncomfortable in the second half, and they couldn't really get it going, and the Eagles just flexed their muscles in the second half.
They should have won.
But they could have won.
It was a blocked field goal. They should have won.
They could have won, but there's still some holes there. Bit stiff, but I've got them at 7. At 6, it's difficult to judge right now because they are currently playing, but I've got the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Really liked what I saw out of them last week. I think week 1 was a bogey week and just an adjustment period for the new coordinators and just making sure that offense and defense is back on track. I think they'll have a big game against the Ravens today. They're playing in Baltimore, though, so I expect a loss, but I by no means think this is a bad team. So obviously they'll be 1-2 if they lose to the Ravens. I'm still super high on this team, but they're going to be in a tough division, so I got them at 6. At 5, I've got the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
I expect them to win today, they will be solid, but I think the teams above them, I have a bit more trust in right now. They, obviously had a tough loss to to Buffalo in week 1, which easily could have gone the other way, but still, the league is looking tough. So I've got Ravens at 5 right now. At 4, my division pick at the start of the year, and they are creeping higher and higher, is the LA Chargers. Justin Herbert MVP season. Jim Harbaugh is a coaching genius to turn this team around as quickly as he has, and they've gone from the worst defense in the league to the best defense in the league is incredible. Big game yesterday. Herbert's built for those moments. I don't care about his playoff performance. This guy is going to lead the Chargers to a special season this year. Got them at 4. The Bills at 3, still high on them. We kind of forgot about them since they played on Friday, but Josh Allen's in cruise control. They're just going to be up there. I fully expect them to win the AFC. I think it's between them or the Chargers to win the AFC, but I expect the Bills to be up there. Number 2, they dropped from 1 to 2. I've got the Packers.
Okay.
I lost the Cleveland Browns. I wouldn't read too much into it. I think we actually underestimate how good this Cleveland Browns defense is.
Well, they got the best defense in the league.
If they had a half-competent offense, they could be a high-quality team in the NFL. So I'm not reading too much into it. The Packers' defense still did their job. They were elite. They just couldn't really get much going. I'm not too concerned at all. And Start Shador. Well, I think we'll see Gabriel or Shador very soon. Joe Flacco looks 100 out there and just cannot do anything for this offense. So, but don't panic on the Packers at all. And number 1, flex their muscles. Eagles. Thought they were done and dusted. Looked like the worst offense we had seen in a while at the first half. And then, I don't know, they went to halftime and realized, holy shit, we have like a top 5 receiver there. And we also have a Heisman winner in Devontae Smith there. Maybe let's throw them the frickin' ball. They did that, absolutely destroyed the Eagles in the second half, took charge. If that's the offense we're going to see for the rest of the season, I'm very confident that they will be back to their best.
But that's the scary part. It was like they were just focusing on rushing, focusing on feeding Saquon. Didn't work. And they're like, okay, second half, let's throw A.J. Brown the ball.
Literally, A.J.
And
Brown.
Jalen Hurts can do it. He's actually a good deep thrower.
Outside the numbers, he's actually really good. But that's the thing. Like, what was I going to say? It just looked so much easier for him. It was so clogged up. As soon as they implement the passing game, it becomes a weapon, and then Saquon can start breaking off better runs, and everything just looks better. So, literally, the Eagles back in cruise control, best roster in the league, possibly the best team in the league still. Big win on the weekend. They start 3-0.
No, that's a solid. That's actually a solid 10. I'm not as fuming as I was last week around the Colts because I know that's just how you're going to do this list, I guess.
Do you owe me an apology for last week?
Definitely not.
Why not?
I don't owe you an apology. I stand by what I said.
Do you think the Chiefs are still a top 10 team right now?
Not
right
this
now.
year. Where I was coming from, I just mean it's disrespectful to put them out when 3 games ago they were in the Super Bowl and you have Danny Dimes at like an 8 or wherever you had him.
But the 3-0, and I think they punted like once against us. They've punted once this season.
Against the Titans, the Jags, and the Dolphins. Congratulations.
You still got to do it. Why is no one else doing it?
Love them to see them play anyone half decent.
Why is no one else doing it? Huh?
Who Chiefs have round 1?
They had
played Chargers and the Eagles. Your team at number 1 and number 4. So I'd love to see when Colts start playing some decent teams, but let's just see where the list takes us.
And it might change, but for now on, they are proving that they're a good team. You're only as good as the teams you're versing. Okay. So, and they're beating up on the teams they're versing. So I can't diminish them for that. They're beating up on teams.
But all seriousness though, Danny Dimes, he is looking like it's looking like a Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield redemption story. 100%. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
It's so good to see.
When a player just goes to a new franchise, it's a good fit. We saw it with Darnold. That Kevin O'Connell match was so good. You can compare that. Daniel Jones and Shane Steichen.
I think he will be a balance in between what Darnold did last year and then what Geno did at Seattle. So I don't think he'll get to what I think Darnold will be more effective last year than what Danny Dimes will be this year. But I think it'll be a good blend of that because he's not as athletic as Darnold or something, but he's got a good arm on him. So I think he's still going to be quality. And Shane Steichen, like we forget, he is an offensive genius. He was the reason behind why Philly was so good in their first Super Bowl run. So I'm telling you, I hate the Colts, but they actually look good this year.
Anyway, that's all we got time for today. Last ep before the grand, before like last footy ep when footy's actually on.
Yep.
We'll be back next week reacting to it all. But actually, last but not least, gosh, Sam Darcy for goal of the year.
Mark of the year.
Right. Noah Anderson was goal of the year.
Noah Anderson probably, thought he was a bit lucky on that goal of the year, but he deserved to win last night. He deserved one. But congrats.
Anyway, keen for this weekend. We'll see what happens. Go Brizzy.
Yes, sir.
Go Brizzy. We'll be barracking hard. But as
Cat
always,
v Cat. Bro, you see, real quick, sorry, there was a lineman at the game. So now we've got lineman v Catman.
Lineman, Catman, Catwoman.
Yep. It's skinny out
See, Catman ate a hawk.
Did see that.
Feathers.
I was going for Geelong and then I saw that. I'm like, fuck. What have we done?
Crazy.
What have we done?
I'd love to see that grown man cry after the game.
It would be awesome.
Anyway, as always, squad, thanks for tuning in.
We out.